Yeah, what up? Just gonna wrap up the last significant fight review, and for the last crescendo, the weekend's fight. So, Vergil Ortiz Jr. vs Israil Madrimov. Um, I had a small bet on Madrimov and had him some acas. I thought Ortiz, boxing out of the US for the first time. Well, he's boxed once in Maycore, but that might as well be his hometown. Yeah. He went in with 22 wins, 21 by KO. Well, in my opinion, he lost clearly, or certainly, he lost to Serhii Bohachuk. He dropped him twice as well, but they gave Ortiz the decision. One guy had a draw, but Madrimov, in my opinion, is a solid and underrated fighter. Yeah, he lost to Crawford, but it was quite close. This fight, he started off really well. I thought I had him maybe winning the first 6 rounds. Well, 5 of the 6. And then Ortiz just seemed to, take over. And it was a weird, I think around round 5, actually, Madrimov started to come off down his toes. All that running around was exhausting his legs, and he started to sit back more on his heels. And, this suited Ortiz, because before he was running rings around Ortiz, and I thought he was winning the rounds. Ortiz, what I found strange, Ortiz was sitting there with his hands up high and exposing you. He'd expose the whole body all the time. His hands, elbows were high. And Madrimov, I can't remember, he threw about 3 body shots or something in the whole fight. And he was just open for it, Ortiz. And then the second half of the fight, Ortiz just seemed to step up a bit, become more aggressive, and Madrimov was off his toes, so he was getting hit more. Overall, it was a bit of a letdown. Some people thought it might be the fight of the night, in a slugging contest, but it just wasn't. I think Madrimov said he was ill, but whatever, man. Then either you don't take the fight. Personally, if you in boxing, you're never 100%. Very rare, almost rarely in any fight. There's always some niggle or something didn't go right in training, or you don't quite feel correct. The training didn't go up, whatever, blah blah. So if you felt properly ill, then you should have pulled out. I mean, you could say, well, you don't want to lose that payday, and I get that, to be honest. But then don't moan afterwards. Oh, I was ill. Well, it's up to you. You took the risk. You went in there. And it was no slugfight. It was an okay fight. It's just, Ortiz has got power and he's got some speed. He's a bit, he's come forward a bit. He's not particularly sophisticated. Hands up, comes forward, relies on speed and power. Like I said, Bohachuk, in my opinion, beat him. And this is for yet another interim title. They should have called it, instead of the last crescendo, they should have called it the last interim title crescendo or something. There's so many interim titles here, So all them world boxing organizations are rubbing their hands at the cash they're getting out, which they undeserved, just because they've pulled out all these interim titles that are totally unnecessary. But hey, that's modern boxing. I don't even get annoyed about it anymore. I just don't care. I really can't care. Hey, no one introduced himself. Hi, I was the former interim WBC World Super Welterweight Champion. Oh, great. What does that even mean to the normie? And if they said world champion, it's ex-world champion, and someone who knows their boxing would go, no, you weren't. You were world interim champion. That ain't the same. So, whatever. Ortiz Jr. retains his interim world title, whatever that means. Two judges had it 115 to 113 to Ortiz. I've got no problem with that. That's reasonable. The other one, Kevin Park, had an easy win by Ortiz. He's obviously bribed, or he doesn't know shit about boxing. It was that woman judge who'd constantly get things wrong, something Bird. But, it wasn't exciting. The less time spent on it, the better. It was a disappointing fight. People were hoping for the fight of the night style scenario. That just definitely didn't happen. It definitely didn't happen. As I said, the United States was always so desperate to get a Latino superstar or a black superstar, or indeed any superstar, to be honest with you, because, they're struggling in world boxing. And it's because the rest of the world has caught up. And as I said, all these old fighters that didn't turn over from Eastern Bloc countries are turning over. Now you've got new people in the mix, like China, like India, Okay, there's not a lot coming out of India, but they've got a couple of prospects. Dev Nishant. And, of course, Prince Patel, although he's UK-based. You know, China obviously had Zhou Zhang, but they had a few other guys. You know, Japan's doing well at the lower weights, but, you know, as in the words of the legendary Del Boy Chisora, and I'm going to give a shit. He actually used the F-bomb about the little guys, and that's true, man, in general. You know, Japan can have its 10 world champions or whatever, yeah? But if my country have got the world heavyweight champion, I know that my country is the king, yeah? The Kang. So anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, Ortiz, he has those demon, deadly, dark eyes, isn't he? That just stare ahead, a bit Opataya-like. Although Ortiz actually genuinely look a bit evil. Opataya just look intense, but yeah, we'll see what he does, man. I mean, like, you know, what the Crawford fight you'd say would be the big bag, but Crawford's going to move up and fight Canelo, or allegedly. I'd like to see a rematch with Bohachuk. To be honest, I'm not keen on rematches, but in this case, definitely a rematch with Serhii Bohachuk would be the best, in my opinion.